Hey guys, it's Mike and Betty Ann from Rollin Into Retirement, the channel where a couple of retirees take on RV tips, campground reviews, food and wine, photography, and much more.
Today we're heading out on an adventure with our good friends Gary and Maggie. We are going to the Everglades and we'll be staying at the Everglades Isle Motorcoach Resort.
Stay tuned. So we're here at beautiful Everglades Isle Motorcoach Resort. Actually, on the website, I think it says Motorcoach Retreat. But we're here with our good friends Gary and Maggie. We wanted to point out that everywhere we go, we do wear our masks, and we generally always have them where we're going. But we are in our little pod here, and we all feel comfortable. So let's get on with some questions. I asked Gary and Maggie if they'd like to be involved in the video because over these many years we've traveled together and we've gone places, and this time we've taken our dueling motorhomes and we've come to this beautiful resort, and we wanted to tell you about it.
So Maggie, I think we met at the Great Divide around 2015.
I think it was about 2015, and we were walking through the campground and we happened to see this couple with this little dog, Nina. And we stopped and said hello, and we talked for like an hour or so, and we just hit it off, and we've been very friendly since then and been doing things together and going out to dinner and just making a new friendship, and that's where we started. So
much so that I believe the year was 2017. We both had fifth wheels at the time, and in our at the campground we both had fifth wheels and kind of stored them, but we decided to take a trip to
New England,
Maine, and New Hampshire, and that was a pretty good 2-week trip that we traveled together.
That was 2 solid weeks, and we had a great time and just kept going and enjoyed every minute of it, and since then we've been traveling together as much as we possibly can, and like to stay within our little pod here. You can cut that out.
So when did you guys retire officially?
I think we both retired in 2016, and we went on the road for a year and a half or so on our fifth wheel, and then graduated to the motorhome. And shortly after you came there, shortly after that you came down your fifth wheel and bought the motorhome. We've been traveling together down to Florida since.
So do you have a favorite spot?
It's hard to choose a favorite spot. We've had such a great time being on the road, and there's so many favorite spots that it's so hard to choose just one. I have to say most of them are our favorites. I think what I enjoyed the most was our long trip out west, and we spent a few months traveling out west, Colorado, Four Corners, New Mexico, did all the western states, and we had a blast those 2 years that we were on the road. So it was a lot of fun.
Now you did that trip
in the motorhome.
In the motorhome?
Yeah, that was one.
But you traveled actually in the fifth wheel prior to that, too.
We did, yeah, we did.
And you went out
We went out to
west.
Yellowstone. Yeah, we did.
All right, so let's talk about this beautiful resort. First, we took the trip together. We left, Gary and Maggie left up in their house in Barefoot Bay, which is up near Sebastian. We left from Port St. Lucie, and we met up on the I-95 at a rest area. But Gary, we took that trip, we set that trip up, I believe, in RV Trip Wizard, right?
That's correct.
Do you remember what the route was off the top of your head?
It was 95 to 869, I believe it was, and then right on to 75 and Alligator Alley, 29, and here we are.
Yeah, and in the motorhome, as we're driving down Alligator Alley, we can always pick out some of those gators, which there were many of them as we got here. Yeah. Now, before we continue on, if you're hearing noise in the background, we're trying to clip these little segments together when you don't hear the airboats running. One of the only issue with this resort really is they have airport tours going out from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Now it's 5:45, so perhaps on Saturday they go a little longer. And unless you travel somewhere during the day, this is all you're going to hear. You get used to it. The view is worth it, but it is what it is.
What's your impression been so far of this resort, the layout, and the sights?
I think it's very nice layout. It's a nice loop, so it's easy to navigate, through with your motorhomes and your cars. The only problem I see here is when we enter through the gate, trying to disconnect, because there could be a little bit more room in that area where we can disconnect our cars from the motorhome. So, but other than that, I think the layout is great. There's water all around us, so no matter where you walk within the resort here, you'll see the beautiful waters of the 10,000 islands. It's absolutely gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. So all the sites are pavers and very, very level. We didn't even need to level. Let's put our jacks down. We were good.
And you were the only one who went to the pool. What did you think about that?
It was very nice. Like I said, I was the only one at the pool, so I had the whole pool to myself. It was wonderful. The pool is a beautiful size. I guess, enough for the amount of sites that you have here and the amount of people that are here. It's big enough. Beautiful tiki bar over there with a nice high top table and a bunch of bar stools you can sit around and talk to your friends and whatnot. Great lounge chairs, very, very comfortable. Good seating, good tables. I had no complaints about the pool. The water was about 82 degrees and it was just perfect for me.
There you go.
Just perfect.
Now there you go, that's cool. And Gary, you and I took the walk into the clubhouse and office yesterday, and we also took that walk up to the lighthouse. What'd you think of that?
That was spectacular. It's probably in the 100 or so resorts we've been to in the past couple of years, this is probably the nicest clubhouse that I've seen. First one with a lighthouse of its own. And you can see all around the islands from up on top and down under your own motorhome. It's a very nice clubhouse. Pool table, open bar,
Right.
works. Very nice.
Restaurant.
Right.
It's a restaurant.
Yeah, inside the clubhouse, you did have it. Gary said the bar. They actually make food that you order here on the premises. Gary asked that question yesterday. Who does the cooking? He said, "Oh, we do. If it's not the bartender, it's the girl behind the office doing the check-ins." But again, they also had lockers. They had a great laundry room. I would imagine quite a few of the people here in their high-end motor coaches have their own laundry on board, but they do have a very nice laundry room, as well as I said, really cool-looking wood grain lockers in there as well.
In addition to all the wonderful amenities they have here, they also have where you can scan the QR code with your phone, and with that QR code you can actually order food and drinks and pay for it through your phone, and they actually deliver it right to your site, which to me is a plus. It's a very nice amenity to have.
Yeah, pretty cool. Right?
Yeah, it's real nice.
So we'll get to the walk around of this beautiful resort in a couple of minutes. But this week we've spent a lot of time in the Everglades. We visited Marco Island. We went down to Naples last night to enjoy a beautiful sunset. Anything else? What did I miss?
We went to the Big Cypress Preserve, which was really nice. We took a nice long boardwalk. It was actually a boardwalk through all the beautiful palm trees, and it was actually gorgeous. We learned a lot about all the different species of trees and birds and animals, and we saw a lot of alligators, and we even saw a snake.
Yeah, and baby alligators.
And we saw baby alligators as well. And that was a real nice walk, and it was about a mile and a half, I think. It was really nice. And we went to the Oasis Visitor Center today, which was also really nice. Kind of learned a lot about, the Everglades and the area here, which was really nice.
So let's see if we can get down without looking at it. Do you remember the places we stopped yesterday? I know, or in the last couple of days. So it was Big Cypress.
Big Cypress. Big Cypress.
We stopped at the Visitor Center first.
Big Cypress, Oasis. Visitor Center.
Boardwalk with the alligators.
So that was the boardwalk today. Was Oasis Visitor Center.
Most important, don't worry about it if we didn't remember it, because in the description below, I'll put links to those places that we did visit, so you'll be able to find the gators. And throughout this video, I'm going to be popping up little pop-ins of pictures of some mammoth gators, as well as the snakes, and you'll even see the babies in there as well.
So one of the coolest things that we did this week was to go out on a dolphin tour out of Marina and Marco Island.
That's correct. We had a really nice afternoon. It was a beautiful day, a little bit windy, but it was the Dolphin Explorer out of Marina in Marco. There was about 20 to 26 of us on the boat. Everyone staying safe in their own pods. People were wearing masks and everyone was social distancing. We felt very, very safe out there. They took us out on 3 hours and we found some dolphins. We saw about 8 to 10 dolphins up and out of the water and feeding and whatnot. And then they took us to a little small little island, a little sandbar kind of, so to speak. I think it was Tiger Tail Beach, the end of Tiger Tail Beach. And let us off the boat for about 35 minutes and we did some shelling. We picked a lot of
nice
seashells. And they gave us bags for the shells, which was very nice. And we came home with big bags of shells.
Big bags. Got to come up with a project.
Yeah. So it was a really nice tour, well worth every minute of it. We had this is our second time on that tour. That's how much we enjoyed this tour. We took it about 2 years ago and saw a lot of dolphins out there too. And these guys follow the dolphins throughout their lifespan. These guys
they're
have
naturalists of some
yes,
kind, right?
and they've been doing this for 20 plus years. So
And they were able to identify the
every
dolphins.
dolphin is tagged, it's
Show us how to do it.
identified. They identify them by their
fins.
by their fins. They have different notches in them, so that's how they name them. And then,
The one guy was on the boat and was telling us about it. Actually, both did, the captain as well, but he had his camera at the ready, and whenever they saw one, he zoomed in and took a picture of the fin. This way he'd be able to see which one it was, and then you matched it up in the books. They
catalog.
handed out the books with the pictures of the fins of all the dolphins. It was really very cool.
It was really nice. Yeah.
So guys, we really want to thank you for sitting in. We also want to thank you for letting us come along with you on this trip. We're having a great time, and the trip's not over yet. We still have another couple of days that we're here, but what we're hoping is in the future we'll be able to sit down with you guys for a little bit more in depth. We'd like to hear more about your motorhome, which is a Newmar Ventana, and we'd like to hear a little bit more about that. Maybe once the COVID is over, we can go and you can take us on a little walk around and tell us what you think of that as well. So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We're thrilled to do it. We're thrilled to be here with you guys. We've been friends for a very long time now, and we just keep on going and traveling together and having a good time. And it's always fun to be with friends when you can get out.
all right, so what do you say we take a little walk around the park and we'll show you what it looks like. Now, before we take the walk, I want to thank you again for watching the channel. If you're new here, please don't hesitate to subscribe and hit the little alarm bell so you'll know when we have future videos. So Everglades Isle has 61 sites that you can either own or rent. We're here for the week. We're paying about $120 a night. They also charge you $8 a night in utility fees. Kind of silly. I mean, I don't know why they just don't make the fee $128 and just keep it scratch, but that's what they do. So some of the pretty cool amenities that they have here at the Clubhouse. They have a bar and restaurant. Last night we actually took a walk up to the top of the lighthouse, which gives you a pretty good view of the surrounding areas. I'm going to pop in a few pictures at some point here in the video that you can see what that lighthouse looks like. Also inside, I mean, the Clubhouse is just a really pretty place. It has bar and restaurant, billiards table. It's got a fitness center. I mean, the lounge is beautiful. You can just sit at the bar. They have alcohol there. You can sit down, have a drink. We did not see the on-site movie theater, but they do advertise that they have one. You can get service at the pool. Laundry and shower facilities they do have. I would imagine quite a few people have in these large motor coaches. They have their own facilities on board, but you can make use of that if you like. This is, if I didn't say it in the beginning, it is a motor coach resort. And the only types of vehicles they allow are either motor coaches or Super Cs. All right, let's take a little walk around and take a look at some of the sights. This direction here, we're looking at the Marina. They do have a marina. You can also rent boats. You can bring your own boat and pay a fee for that as well. I'm going to have in the description below all the fees and the charges, and a link, of course, to the site. Let's take a little walk down to the marina so we can see what it looks like. And I have some clips of the marina from last night that I'll pop in the video as well. It's a good look up the Barron River, B-A-R-R-O-N. There's lots of airboat rides. After about 8 o'clock this morning, I'm filming this early, you're going to find quite a few boats going up and down the river, and it's noisy. So they advertise these sites starting at $130,000, and you can do a lot of different upgrades to it. The site next to us, you can see, has a tiki hut, and as we go further down the park, you'll see some other things that people have done. So one interesting thing is the park is only open from November 1st to April 30th. When we asked that question when we booked, they said, after April 30th, you don't want to be anywhere around here with the bugs. Trash you can put out at any time, in the morning, I should say, and they pick it up by 11 o'clock. So all the sites are 38 by 60, and they're concrete pads with pavers. Of course, you get the full hookups, water, sewer, electric. I'm going to tell you that and Wi-Fi as well. And I'm going to say the Wi-Fi is pretty darn good. Let's take a walk here in one of the empty sites. As I said, it's 38 by 60. And these, of course, pull in along the water, such as what we have, and it gives you a really nice view of the Barron River in the morning as well as in the evening, and I'm facing in the direction that the sun sets in the evening. So they do have golf cart rentals. As I said, they have an on-site movie theater. That's the one thing we haven't had a chance to check. They call it a resort-style pool and sun deck, and they claim they have storage units, which we have not checked. Now they do have a site they call an on-site dog run. I'm going to see if I can get a picture of that before we leave and post it above. It's just right outside the gate. Not big, but it is fenced in, and you know, the walk around here is pretty nice, pretty safe. As you can see, pretty much this is a high-end motor coach resort. We had asked the manager last night how long the park was here, and they said since 2008. Nice little screened in area that you can come and sit, have a cocktail. And again, that beautiful marina area. Kind of lucky here because I picked a beautiful morning to take a walk around. Quiet, and it's sunny. So I'm going to post a little picture of the site map above, right up above there, and it'll give you an idea of the 61 sites and the spots they have. Actually, it shows you what's been sold and what they still have. There's not a lot to do in this area, except if you are a fisherman, there is plenty to do. And we saw a woman fishing last night right off the pier, in front of our motorhome. And here we are coming up to the rear gate. All right, so as I said, we're on the far side of the park. Let's take a walk down the far end. Compass Way. Here's a site with the well, it's a little tiki house. I don't know exactly what they call it. And in some motorcoach resorts there's casitas, so I'm not sure what could be in that one, but nice setup. Here's another one. They've taken a really, just beautiful, that they painted it real island colors, and they call it, guess what? Tiki hut. The office staff was really, really nice. Easy to get a reservation on the phone. When we got here, he actually came right outside and watched to make sure that we needed any help to unhook, and he walked us over. The park's small enough, he actually walked us over to our site to be sure that we got in. Just a few things, and again, I'll try to get this down into the description below. The clubhouse is open from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. The bartender / manager told me that if there's people there, he'll stay longer. It really just depends on what's happening there. Check-ins at 11. I'm sorry, check-ins at 1 and check-outs at 11. I'm sure this lot, a corner lot, was a premium. You don't have anybody next to you on the one side. And we're coming back to our spot. If I didn't mention it before, you can rent golf carts per day here as well. Again, the site is so small, the park is so small, I don't know what you would want it for, but there are quite a few people here that have them, and many people travel with them. Now we're coming back to the entrance again, and over here you'll see another area where you can walk your pets. This spot here is when you make a right when you come in. For about, I guess, 6 or 7 coaches can fit back here. And we're going to take a walk towards another exit entrance to where the marina is. That is Collier Avenue, the road that brought us in. Actually, I don't think it's Collier Avenue, so I'm going to go back and check that out. Just another look down the Barren River. All right, let's take a walk over to the dog park. Here's an area you can rent kayaks. I actually haven't seen anybody rent these, but you can do that. You can rent boats as well. Another view from just outside the fenced-in area. And here's a dog park. So that's our walk around for Everglades Isle Resort behind me, and we want to thank you for taking this little trip with us. We're going to be heading back to Port St. Lucie, our home base, on Monday morning. The cool thing, as I said, about now having a home base in Port St. Lucie, it allows us to take little trips like this for a week here to the Everglades Isle Motorcoach Resort. Maybe another trip we're planning is to head back up to St. Augustine. We've been to other motorcoach resorts as well, such as the Florida Grand up in Webster. And it really is a lot of fun for us now to know that we can just take the motorcoach out of storage and just go anywhere in this area that we want to go. Another trip we're talking about is just heading west along the I-10 and heading down to the beaches in the Florida Panhandle and maybe further west. So again, we want to thank you for watching, and as we always say, enjoy the ride.